Welcome back to the channel. This week we got our new manifold. We're going to see if it fits. Hopefully it does. But we got our plug wires on. We got fuel to the carburetor. Get the manifold on. Hook up the rest of the exhaust. Turn the key and see what happens. Stick around. All right, we got our new manifold in. Let's see how she fits. It's just wonderful. Okay, it's been a heck of a morning, I gotta tell you that much right now. So, we got the new manifold. I tried it. It is an inch wider than the manifold that come off this, so it's not gonna fit in here, no matter what I do. Even if I cut the shield off it, tried everything, isn't gonna work. So, went back to square one, and we got the old manifold ear. And what I did is I drilled down through the ear on both sides, created a pocket, and stuck the welder down in there, and welded it on both sides. It's on for now. I'm afraid to even try to tap threads in that, so we're gonna have to get some long bolts to bolt it to the collector. So hopefully it'll stay together. We'll have to see, but that's all we have right now. We're gonna go ahead at this point and install the old manifold. I'm hoping that that air stays together. We'll find some long bolts, and we'll get the rest of this exhaust in, and we're gonna try to fire this baby up. Well, almost seems like it's not getting any spark. Guess we got to check that. All right, so yesterday we managed to get the old manifold somewhat repaired and back on the engine. Got our spark plugs hooked up, and we gave her a try. She is getting fuel, but I don't think she's getting spark, so we're gonna have to start troubleshooting from here. I did not hook the exhaust up on this side. I probably should do that before we try firing this up again. So let me do that. Let me get the exhaust down here. We'll troubleshoot our ignition system. I did a little more research on the cooling fan. We're going to need a separate relay for the cooling fan, so we're going to have to take care of that as well, probably before we fire it up. I would prefer to do it before we fire it up. So let's do a little bit of exhaust work. We'll troubleshoot our fan. We'll troubleshoot our ignition and see if we can't get this baby to fire up. All right, so here we are underneath the driver's side. I'll just give you an idea of how much more difficult it's going to be to maneuver this exhaust through here than it was. The passenger side was pretty much a straight shot. Let's see, we got to maneuver around the lower control arm, oil filter, frame. So it's going to be a little more tricky, a little more time consuming. I'm not going to really film this whole thing. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Okay, so for the most part the exhaust is on. I'm lacking a couple clamps to cinch up this exhaust pipe and the muffler in the back, but I think we can move on to our cooling fan. Got a relay, and we just got to figure out where we're going to mount it down here. And I think the one that's going to work out the best for us is the 12-volt activation. So what I want to do is wire this 12-volt source coming in will be from our key accessory. So when we turn the key, to the accessory position, the fan comes on. I think that'll work out the best for us in this situation. So, well, it would appear that what they're showing here is a 4-pin relay. We actually have a 5-pin relay. Now, whether or not I can adapt this, I'd have to do some research online. I don't know. Or we can just go ahead and order a 4-pin relay. All right, so we have to put the cooling fan on hold for a bit, but I started fiddling with that distributor. I think it might have just been a loose wire, so let's go ahead and hook this battery up and crank her over. See what happens. All right, let's give her a try. Still doesn't sound like there's any spark to me. We get some gasoline in there. Getting gas. I think we're going to get on Amazon and order a 4-pin relay. We should probably get an ignition module for this thing, just in case. Just for the hell of it, though, we're going to test the spark on this thing. All right, so we got our little spark testing device here. Gonna plug her in. Plug her in. She didn't light up, so that means she ain't getting any spark. Alright, so it's been a few days since we've been out here working on this old truck. We went ahead and got our 4-pin relays. And I went and picked up the ignition module just in case the distributor is still giving us trouble. Also, new starter. Why, you ask? Well, after I shut the camera off, I started messing with this thing again, trying to start it, whatnot, and the starter started grinding on the flex plate. So I decided to get on there and take a look, see what was going on. Seems we had a catastrophic failure. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't know what happened, but I know this thing wasn't shimmed when I took it apart, so I didn't put any shims in it. When I put it back together, it seemed to be working fine, and it just, maybe that nosing was already cracked and just gave out. Hopefully there's nothing else going on besides that. What I think we should do today, I want to go ahead and get that relay installed, get the fan working, get our new starter in. Let's get to work, man. Okay, so according to our little schematic here, ground is going to be 85. Our power in is 86. Power out is 87. And power input to the firewall battery 30. So I just made up this ground. We're going to start with the ground, terminal 85. Okay. It's just basically making up the wires and feeding them through. You can see this switch is actually going to be our key ignition accessory. So when they turn it on, the accessory, the fan will start. Okay, we got our connections made. We got a wire run to the key, wire run to the fan, wire run to the circuit breaker, and we grounded to the firewall. So let's see if this fan is going to turn on. No, it does not turn. Okay. Well, I guess we got to troubleshoot this too now. All the connections are right, but I'm not sure why this is not working. Let me recheck all my connections and make sure that we're solid. Let me do that. Okay, I figured it out. Because we ran our power down to the starter first and then back up. Our starter's not hooked up. So we're gonna have to get the starter in, get the wires hooked back up, and then I'm sure that'll work the way it's supposed to. I'm hoping anyway. Let's do that. Okay, we got the new starter in, so we should have power up to that circuit breaker now. Let's see if this fan's gonna work. Well, it'd help if I hook the battery up. Take two. Let's see if we got a fan. Yep. We got a fan. That's just as loud as a freaking fuel pump, too. Yeah, not happy about that. I really don't. I don't like either one of them. Electrical fuel pump, electrical fan. I could do without it. This is the way we have to go with this vehicle, so I guess we're stuck with it. So we got our relay in. Fan is working. We got our new starter on. Let's see if this thing will kick over. Open up the door so we don't get smoked out, in case it does. There we go, with fingers crossed. Give it a little bit of juice. Try it again. Let me hook our spark tester up there and see if we're getting any kind of spark. There's our spark tester. Let's see what we got here. All right, I saw one little spark and then it stopped. So I don't know. I think we might have to change this ignition module. I don't know if that's the problem or not, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the ignition module and see what happens. All right, ignition module changed. Plug wires back on. Take 3. Okay, let's hook up our spark tester thingy again. See what we got going on, if anything. The old spark testing device. Okay. Here we go. She's getting spark. Why is she not firing? We have fuel and we have spark. We should have fire. I don't understand it. You're getting a good squirt. Well, I'm a little stumped. Let me do some tweaking here and we'll figure it out. Well, we know we're getting spark now, and we're definitely getting fuel, but I'm wondering if that fuel, that is actually the fuel that I took out of the truck last fall. I wonder if that fuel isn't any good. I'm going to try to shoot some starting fluid down in here and see if that doesn't do anything. Well, here goes nothing. Well, fellas, it sounds like our timing is way off. I know it might be off a little bit, but it sounds like it's way off. We may have to pull this distributor again, start over again. Timing. I hate to say it, but I think that's our next move. Get this fender off here. I already started taking it off. We'll get this fender out of our way. Pull this distributor and start from scratch. Okay, we got our fender off. Let's pull this distributor and we will crank this thing back around to compression stroke and put her back in, and I'll let you guys watch me this time, because you know what, you can let me know if I'm doing something wrong. How's that? Here we go again. We use our old trusty earplug trick. When we hit compression, that baby should pop out of there. There it is. All right. If you guys are wondering why I'm using this strap wrench, it's because I kind of rounded that bolt off. I was using the ratchet for the longest time. Okay, so we are at 0 on compression. You all can verify, right? See that down in there? Right at 0. Let's get this distributor back in, see what we got. Okay, I finally got that stupid thing to seat in there. Let's go ahead and throw the cap on and throw the plugs back on and see what we got. Okay, our plug's back in, our plug wires are back on. Ain't nothing left to do but turn the key. Here goes nothing. Alright, maybe you can tell me, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll move the timing a little bit. See if that helps. Nope. A little bit more maybe. Nope. Okay. I don't think the timing could be that far off, but your guess is as good as mine. I think what I'm going to do is I bought these plug wires off Amazon. We still got the old plug wires that came off this. I'm going to go ahead and throw them on, see if that makes a difference, because I don't understand this. All right, we got our old plug wires on. Let's see if that makes any difference at all. Probably not, but. Oh, look at that, huh? She wants to go. Let's take this timing a little bit. See what that does for us. She's wanting to hit, but I think pull that timing a little bit farther. Woo-hoo! She's wanting to now. She's wanting to. We got some gas leak in here. We're making progress though. She wants to start. What a difference a plug wire makes, huh? She's trying though. That's the most important thing. She's trying. Oh, we're getting closer, but I don't think we found that sweet spot in the timing yet. Guess we should have totally rebuilt that carburetor when we had it apart, but I didn't think there was that much wrong with it because it was running fine. But just goes to show you, we can't get it started with this Edelbrock. I got a Holly in there we're going to throw on just to see what happens. I don't know if you can call that running or not, but we definitely have an exhaust leak, that's for sure. Looks like we're going to have to get our tranny line fitting sooner than later. She's wanting to run though. She's wanting to run. We got some more tweaking to do on that timing, I do believe. And I don't believe this carburetor's doing what it should be doing either. The main reason we have an exhaust leak is because I'm almost afraid to cinch that down. I'm afraid that ear is going to break off again. But hopefully I can get it tight enough where I can get it a little bit quieter. Don't really know what we can do about this yet. Maybe we go to a swap meet and I can find one. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But she is going to run. I'm still going to go ahead and drain this old gas out, put new gas in, and I think we're going to swap that Edelbrock off for the Holly that I have. Just want to see how it acts with the Holly on there. I think we've made some good progress. We heard her run, although not that well. She's going to run, so we still have some tweaking to do. I'm going to have to get online and order these transmission cooler lines and the new fittings because that's not going to work. Can't have tranny fluid pouring all over the place. I guess we're going to have to get going on this body work so we can get the doors on this thing so we can take it for a drive pretty soon. Before too much longer, the old 46 will be rolling down the road. I can't wait. Okay, so yesterday we got this old girl to fire. We won't go so far as to say she ran, but she fired. And before I went in, I hooked up a toggle switch to run the fan because I just can't take that fan running when the key gets turned on. I just hope I don't forget to turn it on when I'm driving. And also, we got our radio hooked up, got all the wires ran for that. Haven't put the speakers in yet because the seat's got to come back out and get the adjustment rails put on it. So we're making a lot of progress, just not the kind of progress that's interesting to watch. We're kind of at a standstill right now because we're in a parts ordering mode. I was going to put the Holly carburetor on here, but the Holly, like this Edelbrock, neither one of the electric chokes work. So I found a good deal on a Rochester Quadrajet with an electric choke. It's similar, I'm told, to what this thing would have had on it when it was new, out of the factory, I guess. So we're back to waiting on parts. I think that's going to do it for this week. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully next week we can get this truck to actually run. That would be awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next week. And until then, man, take it easy.